It's not every day that you see a massive global industry get completely transformed by AI almost overnight. We're talking about real estate, and its story is just incredible. It's one of unbelievable speed, some surprising tensions, and a future that, well, it's already here. Let's dig into what happened. So let's just start with a number 97%. What in the world does that mean? Well, according to a brand new report from Delta Media Group, that's the percentage of real estate brokerages where agents are now using AI in their day-to-day work. This isn't some future prediction, it's the new normal. So how on earth did we get here so fast? Well, it all started with the first phase of this whole transformation. This journey from AI being just a novel curiosity to becoming an absolutely indispensable tool. I mean, the speed of this change is just staggering. When ChatGPT launched back in late 2022, it was this fascinating new toy, right? But by 2024, nearly 80% of agents were already using AI tools. And now, just a couple of years later, we've hit that almost universal 97%. That's an entire industry transforming in what feels like the blink of an eye. And this change isn't just happening with individual agents either. Just 2 years ago, more than 1 in 5 brokerage firms hadn't embraced AI at all. Today, that number has absolutely cratered, down to just 4%. The holdouts are now this tiny minority because the technology has been absorbed into the very structure of the business. This quote from Delta Media Group's CEO, Michael Minner, just captures it perfectly. AI isn't some separate tool anymore. It's embedded in the daily workflow. But what does that actually look like on a Tuesday afternoon for an agent? Well, it turns out that for the agents themselves, AI has become one thing above pretty much anything else, a super powerful content creation engine. Yeah, when you ask agents how they're actually using AI, the answers are crystal clear. A huge 82% use it for writing property listing descriptions, and 74% use it for other marketing content, things like emails and social media posts. For the people out there selling homes, AI is basically a writing assistant. But this is where the story takes a little bit of a twist. So is this focus on writing content what the leaders, the heads of these brokerages see as AI's most important job? Well, the data suggests there's a major disconnect. And here's where you see this huge value gap. While 82% of agents are busy using AI for listing descriptions, only 15% of the brokerage leaders see that as its most valuable use. So agents see a tool that saves them time on their daily grind. Leaders, though, they seem to be looking for something more strategic, maybe in data analysis or market predictions. It's a classic case of looking at the same tool through 2 totally different lenses. And this brings us to another really surprising turn in the story. After things seem to be calming down for a bit, the anxiety around AI, well, it's making a comeback. Just look at this. In 2024, half of all brokerage leaders were highly concerned about the risks of AI. That number actually dropped in 2025, which suggested, maybe the industry was getting more comfortable. But now, that concern has shot right back up to 49%. So what's driving this new wave of anxiety? Well, the concerns are very concrete and very serious. Leaders are worried about compliance issues, about data privacy risks, and about a lack of proper training for their teams. And these worries are especially tough for the smaller firms, which just don't have the same resources to build the guardrails you need to use these powerful tools safely. The more embedded AI becomes, the bigger the consequences if you get it wrong. So what does all this mean for the future, now that AI is clearly a permanent part of the industry? When you zoom out, the whole journey really followed a simple 3-step path. It all started with curiosity, it evolved into a core capability, and now it's just deeply embedded in the business. There is no going back. And that right there is the ultimate takeaway. The AI train has absolutely left the station. For brokerages of any size, sitting on the sidelines just isn't an option anymore. The challenge has totally shifted from whether to adopt AI to how to manage it responsibly. And as Michael Maynard says, this new power brings significant new responsibilities. It's not just about efficiency and performance anymore. It's about governance, it's about ethics, and it's about accountability. And this leaves us with a final, really crucial question that applies not just to real estate, but to every single industry. When an AI writes the script, whether it's a property listing or something way more critical, who is responsible for the errors? That's the challenge that we're all going to be grappling with for years to come.